This time on Woody's Garage. Ha ha, this engine hates you.
Take 3. Alright, I finally got my head gasket. It took a long time to get here, but it's here. I got some bolts sitting there to kind of line it up. This one almost makes it. I can get a bolt in there and then it wants to climb like this, so I got to take a little bit of material off here. This one's way out of here. I got to come forward quite a bit. It's going to make the gasket weak there, I realize that. But what other choice do we have? Dremel time, I think. It seems to cut it rather well. Looks pretty good with no bolts. That's not too thin. That's still off a little bit. This one I was driving this way, I actually should be driving that way. Everything's in. Everything's pretty flat. You see the gaps. Hopefully you do. They're not outrageous. If anything, it's a little bindy back here. But it'll definitely flatten out once the head goes on. And I think I'm going to put the head on right now. Alright, right now they're snugged. And if you can kind of see this, it looks like that gasket's lying nice and flat all the way around. So, these guys still need the washers on top too to kind of cover what we got left here. And we got to dump a little JB Weld down in there, and we got to grease these guys up good so that they won't adhere to the JB Weld. And I think once we get the JB Weld in as much as we can, we're going to torque it down. So I got to find out what the torque spec is and go from there. Here's a curious thing. This bolt back here that has the muffler screw-in part is definitely bent. Now it came out fine, and I definitely did not bend it. But going in, it's going to be an issue. And of course you can't replace that thing because you need it for this thing. So, yeah. Great, huh? Onward. Alright, it's go time. I decided, like, what else could I use besides JB Weld? Because I was wondering how I'm gonna scoop that stuff down into the hole here with the bolt sticking out. It's gonna be kind of tedious to do, so I said, like, oh, this is a good idea. I can kind of squeegee it in. So I run out to Walmart and I get this stuff and I bring it back. And basically, no, you still got to mix the stuff up. Oh man, I should read before I just buy it and think that it's like ready mixed, like when you squeeze it out of here, like the two come together, and no. So this has the same tensile strength as the other JB Weld, and I do have some of that still kicking around. But I didn't think I had enough anyway, so I had to get more regardless. So somehow we got to get it down here with the bolt in. I got those all greased up, ready to go. And yeah, it's not going to be fun scooping it in there. It's going to take a long time, so well, we'll get started. I'll start the camera. Actually, I thought of another thing. Of putting the JB Weld inside of this and giving this a squeeze like a syringe. I do have a fiberglass syringe, but it's kind of old and I don't think the stuff's going to flow out of it. So I think we're going to let's try this. Well, I must say it squeezes out of the tube nice and even, which is nicer than trying to get the mixture right and stuff with the single tubes. We'll mix this all up. And then we'll see what we can do to shovel it in there. And then we'll torque it down. It's the measurement I came up with online, it was said 200 foot-pounds, which is 16.6 inch-pounds. So that's what I got the torque wrench set to. Not that we ever torqued these things. When we were kids and had mini bikes, it was just like, we thought that tighter you could get it down, the more compression you were going to have, so that was better. So nothing ever happened. Okay, let's see if we can spoon this crap in here. This ought to be fun. Open wide, honey. See what I mean? I guess I'm not using that syringe thing. Yeah, let's try the syringe thing. Okay, we've got to load it up. Penetrating in there? No. I have to use a wire to get that going down there. It's all over my fingers. Okay, we got a piece of wire. Yeah, that's working it down there. I mean, there's certainly an air bubble down there. Yeah, you know, I would not recommend this method. Thought about getting the stick form stuff too that you roll out and you need. Now that I'm thinking about it, it probably was the best choice. Although the tensile strength isn't as high. Oh, great, we need more of this stuff. Okay. Okay, we've been glopping it in. I'm back to using the stick here. The syringe thing kind of failed. But we get it in there and I find that like every time I do a turn, it sucks it down in there. It makes a good gap. I think I'm just about there though. Yeah, I like that one. I like that one. That's fine. That'd be enough. I'm gonna have JB Weld on my fingers for like the next 2 weeks. Okay, now we'll torque it down. Try to get all the residual off here so it doesn't look too crappy. Yeah, I can live with that. My hands are all sticky. A cross pattern. Yeah, we had them snug. Oh, well, we are. Clean this up a little more. And then we're going to let this set overnight. I think this cures a little faster. It's not a, it says 4 to 6 hours. That won't be today. I got other crap I got to do. Yeah, it looks factory to me. We got the muffler tab back and we broke the spark plug at the same time, but we got another one. It's old anyway, right? Well, alright, it's time to see if it runs. Now, did I screw up again? I think maybe I should have put the shroud on before I put these down, just in case I can't get this one out. Yesterday, about midday, probably about 4 hours after I put in the JB weld, I said, like, I'll put on the shroud. I started to take this out, and I noticed that the JB weld had not hardened completely. So I screwed it back in, thinking like, okay, I just probably wiped all the grease off the bolt and it's not going to come out now. So let me see if I can get that out and we can put the shroud on. Yeah, I guess so. Alright, put that shroud on. That's what our bolt looks like. It came out nice and clean. That's what our hole looks like. Is it filled completely? It doesn't look like it. You can see right down to where it comes out. Alright, we're together. We got a little gas in it. Let's see what happens. Choke on. Different plug in there. Assume it's good. Well, it's not running as good as it used to be. Let me try a different plug. I just found that plug. I don't like that. Should hum along a little longer than that, I would think. So now we got a new problem. So it probably wasn't carburation. It seems like we have intermittent spark. You get spark and then suddenly you don't. It's not the spark plugs. well, change a plug and it'll come back again, but you know, the thing will run and cut out. So as soon as it cut out last time, I immediately got the plug out and no spark. Now, one thing I noticed in the shroud is, like, when I did all this drilling, that a lot of shavings went down onto the flywheel. And yeah, I blew them all off, but I don't know. There's also this ground wire down here, maybe causing an issue. Let's maybe disconnect that. So I pulled that off, that connection. It grounds when the switch comes down like this. The plug still didn't get any spark. I just changed plugs and spark. Shroud off. Yep. Put in something that looked like a little nick on the wire. No, could be doing it. We'll pull that off, but we'll get the rust off of the magnets and make sure we got a good air gap here. Okay, we got that wire off. So this plane up here keeps circling around the pond. Well, that's twice. Don't want to be an alarmist. Keep an eye on it though. And we cleaned off this magnet down here. We'll see what we get with this first spark now. That's a pretty pathetic spark. I mean, what could suddenly happen to this spark? Because it was fine. Air gap's tight, which is good. It's like a little too tight. It's can't even get that in there. But I mean, nothing moved. I got some lube on these in case I gotta take it off because those look totally corroded. Yay. Yeah, we'll get that number in case we need to get a different coil. Well, maybe I got one. Well, we'll see if that weak spark is enough to keep it running. Yeah, you know, I looked around the head too to see if there were compression leaks. Doesn't look like it's leaking. Could be. I'd kill you. I just looked through my stash and this is what I found. These three down at the bottom here probably look like they're a closer match than the ones up the top. Are any of these any good? I don't know. I don't know because I got these in a big batch of parts from this guy I met who used to fix lawnmowers, and when he passed away his son gave me all his parts. So this is what we got. And a ton of other stuff. Alright, so I went through all those coils, and I can't really remember how you test a coil because I have no memory at all. But I think, let me see if I can hold this with my knees. I think if you get continuity from the lead wire to that post, you're good. And I think if you put it on DC, I think you should get some kind of reading. And I'm seeing 4.7. You can't see it because I'm holding the camera with my knees. This one I got no reading, but I did get the continuity. So this one might be good. Glad I store them outside.